Episode 43. The Room That Eats Time. The room is not hidden. That is what makes it dangerous. It sits on the third floor of an unfinished office building, walls unpainted, ceiling open to exposed wiring. A single narrow window overlooking a construction yard that has not changed in years. No lock on the door. No sign. No marker that would make anyone curious. People walk past it every day. They just do not step inside. The first time Raghav does, it is by accident. He is running, not from something he can see, from selection. He feels it before it happens now, the way pressure gathers before a skip. A tightening behind the eyes, a subtle thinning of sound, the sense that time has shifted its attention in his direction. He has learned not to panic. Panic accelerates correction. He turns into the building because it is there, because open doors are better than streets, because instinct tells him that enclosed spaces confuse the pattern. He takes the stairs 2 at a time. Second floor. Third. The pressure intensifies. At the end of the corridor, the room waits. He does not think about why he chooses it. He only knows that when his hand touches the doorframe, the pressure drops. Instantly, like a held breath released, Raghav stumbles inside and shuts the door behind him. The silence is immediate. Not absence of sound. Containment. The building noises outside flatten, as if pressed against thick glass. His heartbeat slows, regulated by something other than fear. He leans against the wall, chest heaving, and laughs once. A short, disbelieving sound. It worked. For the first time since the pattern began targeting people like him, the pressure is gone. He waits. Seconds pass. Then minutes. Nothing happens. No skip. No pull. No correction. Raghav checks his watch. Ticks normally. He checks his phone. Signal. Time. Notifications. Everything intact. He stays for 10 minutes. Then 20. Still nothing. When he finally steps back into the corridor, the pressure returns faintly, like a distant reminder rather than an immediate threat. But it does not lock onto him. That night, Raghav sleeps deeply for the first time in weeks. No dreams of missing minutes. No sensation of being observed. When he wakes, his body feels rested in a way that surprises him. The next day, he goes back. This time, deliberately. He brings a chair, a bottle of water. He sits in the center of the room and waits. The pressure never comes. Time flows. He reads messages, scrolls news, watches the dust move in thin shafts of light from the window. An hour passes. 2. He feels nothing unusual. No hunger. No fatigue. Just quiet. When he leaves, he checks the time. 3 hours have passed. Feels like 30 minutes. Raghav smiles. He has found something better than running. A blind spot. Word spreads carefully. Not publicly. Quietly. Through looks. Pauses. The way people ask questions without finishing them. 3 others try the room. They all report the same thing. Inside, the pressure disappears. Selection cannot see them. Correction does not begin. The room is safe. They begin using it strategically. Short stays at first. 30 minutes. An hour. Always returning to the world to test whether the pattern has reattached. It hasn't. The room insulates them. By the end of the week, someone brings a mattress. By the second week, food is stored. People rotate in shifts, sleeping there, hiding there, letting the room carry the risk. No one asks how it works. They are careful not to name it. Naming attracts attention. The first sign that something is wrong is not dramatic. It is Raghav's reflection. He catches it accidentally, in the dark glass of a window outside the building. He looks thinner, not sick, compressed. His eyes sit deeper in their sockets. The skin around his mouth looks tighter, as if stretched over bone that has subtly rearranged itself. He tells himself it is stress. Relief always comes with a crash. Inside the room, he still feels fine. Better than fine. Time there is soft, gentle, pliable. He spends longer stretches inside. For hours. 6. Once an entire night. When he wakes on the mattress, sunlight already spilling through the window, he feels like he has slept for minutes. His phone says otherwise. 8 hours. Gone. Outside, the others begin to notice changes too. A woman complains of joint pain she has never had before. Another man forgets words mid-sentence, not from memory loss, but from speed. His mouth moves faster than his thoughts can assemble. They laugh it off. Better sore than erased. Better tired than removed. They are alive. They are untouched by selection. The room works, until the day Raghav forgets his sister's age. It happens casually, during a conversation that feels normal until it doesn't. "How old is she now?" someone asks. Raghav opens his mouth. Nothing comes. The number is gone. He knows his sister exists. He knows her face, her voice, her habits, but her age, something he has known for decades, has vanished cleanly. He checks the time instinctively. No skip, no pressure. The room has not been involved. That night, he looks at his hands again. They look older. Not dramatically. Enough. The skin is thinner. Veins more visible. He counts the days since he first entered the room. 17. His reflection suggests more. Raghav begins measuring. He marks dates on his arm with a pen. Short dashes. Tallies. He takes photos of himself every morning. The change is slow but undeniable. Inside the room, time is passing faster. Not clock time. Biological time. Each hour inside costs more than an hour outside. The room is not hiding them from time. It is absorbing it. He does the math, and his stomach drops. If he continues using the room, his body will age out of the system long before selection ever reaches him. The room is not a blind spot. It is a sink. A place where excess time is drained to preserve balance elsewhere. The realization lands without drama. The system has not been fooled. It has been paid. Raghav sits alone in the room, breathing slowly, surrounded by the quiet that once felt like safety. The pressure does not come. It doesn't need to. Time is already collecting, and the room is hungry. Raghav stops sleeping inside the room first. Not because he is afraid, because sleep becomes inefficient. He lies down on the mattress one night, intending to rest for an hour, maybe two. When he opens his eyes, sunlight is pouring through the narrow window at an angle that feels wrong. His phone says 10:42 a.m. He went to sleep at 11:30 p.m. More than 11 hours are gone. His body feels rested but not restored. There is a stiffness in his joints that takes too long to work out. His back protests when he stands. His mouth tastes dry in a way that water does not fix immediately. He sits up slowly and feels something else. Weight, not physical heaviness. Accumulation. As if time has layered itself inside him, settling into places it does not usually reach. Outside the room, the others are waiting. They watch him closely now, pretending not to. "How long?" someone asks. Raghav hesitates. "Normal," he lies. They nod, relieved. Lies are also a form of protection. They begin setting limits. No one stays inside longer than 4 hours at a time. No overnight stays. Rotations are enforced. Food breaks are mandatory. They treat it like radiation exposure. Controlled, measured, manageable. But the room does not respond to rules. It responds to use. The more often someone enters, the faster the drain begins. The effect compounds not linearly, but logarithmically. Short visits cost little. Frequent visits cost more. Prolonged reliance is catastrophic. They do not realize this until it is too late. The woman with the joint pain collapses first. Not inside the room. Outside. She is walking down the stairs when her knee gives out without warning. She falls hard, crying out, clutching her leg. The X-ray shows advanced degeneration. Cartilage worn thin. Bone spurs forming. The doctor stares at the scans in silence. "This doesn't make sense," he finally says. "This is decades of wear." She is 32. She stops coming to the building after that. The man who forgets words begins stuttering. Not from fear, from speed. His thoughts race ahead of his mouth now, accelerated, compressed. He speaks in bursts, sentences colliding into each other, as if he is trying to fit hours of thought into seconds of speech. He laughs it off. "Guess I'm just thinking too fast." he jokes. 2 weeks later, he forgets how to read. Not permanently, intermittently. The letters blur, then snap back into clarity without warning. He leaves. The room continues eating. Raghav tries to calculate the rate precisely. He times his visits with obsessive care. He measures heart rate, sleep cycles, muscle recovery. He charts the changes in his reflection week by week. The data is clear. 1 hour inside the room costs approximately 3 hours of biological aging. 2 hours costs closer to 8. Stays longer than 4 hours cause exponential collapse. The room is not consistent. It is adaptive. It increases the cost the more it is relied upon. Raghav understands why. This is not concealment. This is containment. The room is acting as a sink, drawing excess temporal load out of the surrounding system and concentrating it locally. They are not hiding from time. They are feeding it. And it is feeding on them in return. Raghav stops entering the room. For 3 days he stays away. The pressure outside returns slowly, like a tide. At first faint, then persistent. The sense of being evaluated creeps back into his awareness. Sounds thin slightly. The world regains that brittle quality he recognizes too well. He tells himself he can manage it. He has learned enough. He can stay alert. He can move. He can avoid drawing attention. On the 4th day, the pressure spikes without warning. Hard. Focused. He is on the street when it hits. People around him blur. Sound drops in pitch. The sense of alignment snaps sharply toward him. Selection has found him again. Raghav does not hesitate. He turns and runs. The building is 3 blocks away. Each step feels wrong now, his legs heavier, slower than they should be. His breath burns too quickly. His joints ache with a deep, structural pain. He barely makes it inside. The moment he crosses the threshold of the room, the pressure vanishes. Instant. Complete. He collapses against the wall, gasping. The relief is overwhelming. Dangerously so. He knows what this means. He has crossed the line. The room is no longer optional. It has become necessary. Raghav stays inside for 6 hours, then 10, then overnight. When he wakes, he cannot stand immediately. His knees shake violently. His hands tremble. His vision swims. He drags himself to the window and catches his reflection in the glass. The man staring back at him looks like his father. Not exactly, but close enough that his stomach drops. The change is no longer subtle. His hair has thinned noticeably. His face has collapsed inward slightly, cheekbones sharper, skin looser. His eyes carry a depth that has nothing to do with wisdom and everything to do with exhaustion. He checks his phone. 2 days have passed. Inside the room. Outside, the world has barely moved. He understands now. The room does not just drain time. It redistributes it. The more time it absorbs, the more stable the outside system becomes. Selection eases elsewhere. Corrections slow. Pressure lifts in other areas. The room is protecting the pattern. At the cost of those inside it. Raghav leaves the room for the last time intentionally. Each step down the stairs hurts. Outside, the pressure returns almost immediately, sharp and precise. But it does not lock on. Not yet. He has aged out of the priority range. Time no longer considers him efficient to correct. That realization is worse than fear. He is safe now, because he no longer matters. Raghav sits on a bench across from the building and watches others enter. New faces, desperate ones. They have heard rumors. A safe place. A blind spot. He wants to warn them. He does not. Warning would not stop them. The room will. Weeks later, the building is sealed off by authorities. Structural instability, they say. No one mentions the room. No one mentions the sudden cluster of rapid aging cases nearby. The unexplained joint failures. The memory slippage. The collapse of people who look decades older than their records suggest. Raghav watches the barricades go up from across the street. He feels nothing. Not relief. Not grief. Just a dull understanding. Environments can pay debt too. And when they do, they choose who bleeds. At 3:07 one afternoon, the pressure brushes past him briefly. Not to select. To acknowledge. The room did its job. Raghav closes his eyes. He has survived. But survival has taken his future quietly, efficiently, and without appeal. The room is gone now, but the time it ate is still inside him. And it is still ticking.